Hi, I'm Dale Corpus, a senior transition specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm also part of the sandwich generation, so I know firsthand how hard it is to make decisions about a parent's home while juggling everything else. In today's episode, we're talking about something many families struggle with: the emotional decision to keep the family home and what that decision might really be costing you. Let's dive in. Let me guess. You've had that conversation with your siblings or your parents. Let's just keep the house for now. We'll deal with it later. Mom wouldn't want us to sell it. And while the intentions behind that are often loving, the reality can be far more complicated. Keeping a home that no one is living in or a home that's falling into disrepair can quietly drain your family emotionally, financially, and legally. Let's talk about what I've seen happen far too often. The Ramirez family had a charming 1950s bungalow in Concord. After their mother passed, the adult children decided to keep the home for sentimental value and as a possible future rental. At first, it felt like the right call, but the costs started piling up quickly. Property taxes increased because the parent child reassessment exclusion wasn't filled on time. The home needed a new roof. It sat vacant for 9 months because they couldn't agree on what to do with it. Break-ins started happening in the empty home, and then came a disagreement over whether to sell it or keep it as a rental with no estate plan in place. What started as a sentimental gesture became a stress bomb for the entire family. Let's break this down. Emotional costs keeping the family home can feel comforting at first, but for many, it's a constant reminder of grief. It delays the emotional healing process and keeps families stuck in what was instead of building a plan for what's next. It also creates guilt. Who's mowing the lawn? Who's checking the mail? Who's dealing with the neighbors? The emotional toll adds up, especially if one sibling bears the brunt of the responsibility. Two, financial costs. Vacant homes still have monthly costs. Property taxes, insurance, which often increases for vacant properties, repairs and deferred maintenance, utilities, HOA fees, if applicable. In the Bay Area, these can easily total thousands of dollars per month. And if the house sits unoccupied, you're losing out on the equity that could be used to pay for care or passed on to heirs. Plus, if the house isn't part of a living trust, selling it could trigger probate. And now you're talking about months of delays and legal fees. Three, legal and family conflict cost. What starts as "we'll keep it in the family" often ends up in arguments. I've seen siblings stop speaking to each other over who's managing the property or who wants to sell and who doesn't. Without clear estate planning, documents, and titles, things get messy fast. Add in capital gains issues or unpaid property taxes, and suddenly you're dealing with a legal headache instead of a family legacy. Let me be clear. I'm not saying you should never keep the family home. There are situations where it makes sense. If one sibling plans to live in the home and buy out the others, if it's being converted to a rental with proper planning and rules defined, if it's part of a clear estate plan or family trust, but these situations require coordination, paperwork, and ideally a conversation with a probate attorney or estate planner. If you're not doing it with a plan, you may be doing it with emotion, and that's when trouble starts. If you're feeling stuck, here's what I recommend. One, get clear on your parents' wishes while they're still living, if possible. Ask about what they want to happen with the home and whether it's in a trust. Two, evaluate the numbers. Look at what it really costs to maintain the home and compare that to what a sale could provide in terms of senior care, housing, or inheritance. 3, have a family meeting. Bring in a neutral third party if needed, a financial advisor, estate planner, or someone like me to guide the conversation. 4, know your options. Whether you want to list the home on the market, sell it as is, or explore a private buyer route, there are flexible paths forward. How I help families navigate this. This is exactly where I come in. I work with families across Contra Costa, Alameda, San Mateo, San Francisco, Solano, and Santa Clara counties who are trying to make sense of what to do with the senior's home. I'm not just a real estate agent. I'm also RCFP certified and hold the seniors real estate specialist designation. That means I understand the senior care landscape and how real estate fits into it. I offer multiple options: listing the home traditionally on the MLS, selling off market as is, great for homes that need repairs or fast access to funds, connecting you with legal, downsizing, and placement professionals. My job is to take a heavy emotional process and make it simple, respectful, and clear. So, if you're sitting on the decision to just keep the house, ask yourself what it's really costing you emotionally, financially, and legally. If you want help figuring out the best option for your family, I'd love to talk. Schedule a free consultation with me by clicking on the Calendly link that you see on the video description box. Learn more about my services at www.simplifyseniortransitions.com. DM me anytime on Instagram at SewellBydale, and don't forget, you can find more expert tips and inspiring interviews on my podcast, Simplify Senior Transitions, available right here on my YouTube channel and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all major platforms. If this helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone else who might be holding on to more than just a house. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.